Alrighty then, back once again for another reaction. This time it's MLP, Season 9, Episodes 24 and 25 and 26, The Ending of the End, Parts 1 and 2, and The Last Problem. Oh boy, this is going to be one heck of a marathon session because I'm aiming, instead of 3 separate recordings, to watch all 3 episodes in a single recording. So, full concentration, full hydration, full motivation. Let's do this. We're finally here. It feels bizarre, a little bit sickening, but on the whole I'd say I'm more nervous-sided than weary of getting into this. All good things have to end someday, and now that I'm at the end of the journey, it feels right. The tail end of Season 9 has been tying off a lot of character stories. Even daring do. So, and then to cap it all off with Big Mac and Sugar Bell, a very ultimately sweet note to end the main slice of life part of the show on. Now we're into the big boy pants stuff, we're onto the serious stuff, we're onto the game-changing, world-changing, that's all folks moment. They're going to pull out all the stops for this, I can just feel it in my bones. It's going to be a wild ride. I'm so looking forward to it. I don't have much in lieu of predictions, but I assume that the villain trio are going to be successful in upstaging Grogar, because obviously it's my duty to let you guys know what I know about, especially something like this, the episodes I'm going to watch. And basically, I've seen little comments here and there talking about how they were disappointed in Grogar, which makes it sound like he isn't going to get to do much. But it's worth noting that I don't really care about Grogar. I care about the villain trio. Like, they were the ones that got all the focus in Frenemies, Summer Sun Setback, etc., etc. The focus is clearly on them. You know, Grogar wouldn't be a very satisfying villain anyway if he spent all this time just chilling and going on his little secret quests and stuff. We never saw any of that, so I'm much more attached to the villain trio, especially with their history with the show. I mean, Cozy's a new addition, but she's so brilliant and flows with chemistry so well with the other two, I easily accept her as part of the group. Those 3 were the only villains I was interested in seeing in action in this finale in the first place, so that works out for me. I don't give a shit if Grogar wasn't all he was cracked up to be. That is not a spoiler for me, that is a pat on the back relief. Don't worry, Luffy, you're gonna get significant involvement from your 3 villains. That makes me happy. You know, boo to Grogar, I don't care about Grogar. I didn't watch G1, I have no attachment to the character. Yeah, that's about it. Just someone complaining about Grogar, which, as I said, that's fine to me. That's fine. It's fine. So, yeah, the ending of the end. So, obviously, we're going to deal with Twilight's ascension. I don't know if Celestia and Luna are going to survive. I don't know if they'd kill anyone off with us being so close to the end, because this show isn't afraid to get a bit dark when it wants to, but I don't know if they would be allowed to go that far, even as a final episode, that they can't be punished for afterwards. You know, I'm sure this is a complete happy ending. There's a big question mark over whether the 3 villains will come to want friendship after their brief taste of it in Frenemies, whether they're going to keep being evil to the end by choice and then suffer the consequences for it, or if they are going to decide, hang on, time out guys, maybe there is something to this friendship thing, will you give us the chance to learn it properly? Like, those are the only 2 ways that they could possibly do this. I think Chrysalis has got the biggest chance because she's been painted as more of a crazed loner than someone who's genuinely evil. Like, she's regained her senses a little bit now that she's had social stimulation with hanging around with the other villains. But in the Mean Six, she looked almost sympathetically pathetic. Like, Mean Twilight was right. She really does just need a friend. And they almost got suckered into the magic of friendship in frenemies. So it proves that there's potential for that inside of them. But I guess that they could also drive home the point that, yeah, everyone has the potential for that, but some people will still choose that evil is more fun, or, you know, evil is what calls to them more, and to protect ourselves, we must deal with that evil, like, you know, as cruel as it may seem to someone on the outside looking in. So, I am not going to have hard feelings, is what I'm saying, if I don't get my triple redemption. But if I do, I'm also not gonna, like, throw things and be overly excited as to... I just know that these villains are a 50-50 right now. Frenemies raise an interesting question with me. So, no matter what they end up doing, no matter what their fate is at the end of this, is a note to leave the entire series on, I'm happy with what they've been doing with them. I'm happy with the chemistry, with the comedy, with the growing threat level. I think this will be apocalyptic proportions. I think they are going to do a serious number on our heroes in the first half of this finale, and it's going to be brutal, which will then make the comeback feel all the more triumphant when Twilight figures this shit out. I'm going to be interested to see how Starlight plays a role this time, because she hasn't... Well, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But I'm just saying for the sake of saying it, she's not trapped inside a bubble where she can't use her magic. You know, that's what the Season 8 finale did. It was like, well, this is a powerful rogue element that has nothing to do with Twilight and her friends. Let's just bubble her to write her out of the episode. That's basically what that was. Hopefully they don't have to do that here, and she can really showcase some of her raw magical power and maybe get a scene to herself, maybe save Trixie, that kind of thing. Or did you see how Trixie's magic has improved throughout Season 8 and Season 9 since Starlight started to teach her in Season 7? You saw how she teleported a whole portion of Froggy Bottom Bog into her classroom and put up a shield and everything. Like, her magic has come along so much. I'm wondering if Trixie might get to save Starlight at some point. Wouldn't that be cool? Discord is someone I wanted to talk about. I think he knows exactly what's going on, based on the ending of the Summer Sun setback. He's like, oh yes, I bet you're so ready for whatever comes next. Like he knew what was coming, and that's why he was always avoiding fixing the main six's problems and getting them to do it themselves. He wasn't just being a dick. He was being kind of a dick with the way he said it, but he was also doing it for their own good, because he knows with what's coming, you need to be at your absolute best, trusting in each other to your absolute fullest, and problem solving to your absolute potential. Like, yeah, ever since the notion of Twilight taking over came up, Discord has been very supportive of her right out of the bat. Like, how can she not be ready? Like, no, she needs to be in such a position, because she will make the right calls when this awful thing happens. Like, Discord absolutely knows. I'm convinced of it, and I'll be interested to see how much he dips his hands into this situation, or how much he's willing to stand off and let Twilight deal with the problem until it goes too far. I don't know what his level of involvement will be depending on the situation, and that makes him a rogue element all in its own. Like, could he swoop in and just snap these villains away like he could for Sombra? Yeah, he could have ended that whole Sombra thing whenever he wanted. Can he end this whenever he wants? Or is Grogar's bell going to be too powerful now that the villain trio are learning to control it? Grogar mentioned he was going to fetch a different item, but I'm assuming it pales in comparison to his bell, which is what the main trio are going to use. I would be surprised if Grogar didn't see the betrayal coming, but something tells me that if people are disappointed in Grogar, then it's going to succeed. So I'm fully expecting a big showcase from my best villains. Hydration. Right. I was going to wear my, my dinner jacket shirt that has like the tie and waistcoat design on the front like I do for most premieres and finales, but I can't find it. And that really got to me because I was like, no way, it's the very last finale, the big send-off for the series, and I can't find my tie shirt? Like, that is just typical. I suppose a lot of things about this channel have changed in a way, because remember when I used to have a hat? At this point, I don't. Yeah, so I've just got my Discord on today in honor of one of my favourite characters in this show. If I had a Starlight or Trixie shirt, I would be wearing that since they rank above Discord, but as it stands, best shirt to wear right now for this. God, I've had it a while, it's fading. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. Thank you so much for being along with me for the ride since I started reacting to Season 4. That puts in perspective alone how long I've been watching this show. I became a brony in 2011, as I said in episode 23, I think. Yeah, 8 years as part of this fandom, and I've not regretted one single second. Let's go. Hello.
Hey there, my unicorn friend.
Hi, my favorite changeling.
About Princess Twilight Sparkle's coronation? Who hasn't? I'm on my way there now. So much baking to do.
Yeah,
and...
coronation is today.
About the Earth ponies.
I know their crops have been underperforming, but...
That's not it. They're hoarding the food for themselves.
Race
I
war!
heard the mayor of Appaloosa say that if unicorns and Pegasi want to eat, they can use their own hooves to dig.
That was the one thing I forgot to talk about at the end of Summer Sun Setback.
Right?
That Chrysalis was in love with the idea of causing a race war, like before Equestria was founded, with the Earth ponies and unicorns and Pegasi all against each other.
Successful field trip, I presume?
Spreading distrust among the unicorns and Earth ponies is almost too easy. We could take down Twilight and her friends 100 times, but as long as they have the love of Equestria behind them, they'd crawl back
Yeah,
to defeat
this is
us.
very,
Not
very clever.
anymore.
No friendship,
To cause
no magic.
ripples
It's so
in the
obvious
friendship.
When you think about it, I did my part freaking out the Pegasi.
And Grogar's long absence has given me time to prepare the next part of our plan.
Oh yes, as the most magical, he would have the best chance of learning how
This
the bell
artifact
works.
can steal any creature's magic. It holds that magic until it is released by this spell. Which means all the power inside is ours for the taking.
You're drooling on the bell.
Let's try the spell before Grogar gets back. I'm sick of waiting for that old goat's master plan.
Take my hands. So we can all be part of the spell. Unless you'd prefer I take all the magic myself.
Yeah,
Our
this
pact
makes it
stands.
fair.
What we do together.
Yeah, the magic
Once
goes
we
into
defeat
all
the
of you at
protectors
once.
Of Equestria, we can claim this land and rule our kingdoms alone once more.
So they're gonna let Cozy keep Equestria and then just rule their own lands. Oh, too much. They explode. They die. It's too much power. Wow, Cozy's an alicorn! I'm scared. Cozy the
I have
alicorn.
returned.
That is very
Twilight
unsettling.
Sparkle's coronation is today, and we are going to ruin it with this artifact. But to succeed, you must work together.
Oh, way ahead of you, Grogar.
Hi.
Well, you had it all this time. Why didn't you tell me?
We're villains. Duh.
Yeah, I can see why people were disappointed in him, but I don't care. Bye. Bye, Grogar. Like, move over, give your spotlight to the people like it.
That was unexpected.
Oh, Discord, were you trying to teach them the friendship that they almost learned in frenemies?
Grogar? Like the whole time. Should we follow?
Oh, now the
Without
eyeball
magic, he's
makes
no
sense.
threat. Besides, we...
Because it's the same slit eyes as he has. And I like that. I like that.
Doesn't she look so
Discord
adorably
was trying
regal
to
up
get
there?
them all to
Our
be
little
friends.
Twilight, all grown
So,
up.
yeah,
Tell her that
but
we
it didn't
cleared out our
work.
royal suite so
It
she
didn't
and
work in the
Spike
way
can
that you
move in.
thought it would.
Oh, maybe wait until after the coronation. Twilight doesn't need anything else to worry about.
I'm
today.
sure Discord was trying to
So,
reform them.
we
It
can
just
ask yet?
backfired.
About what?
Oh, I don't know. It's not every day.
The end of frenemies is what he wanted, but then Chrysalis rejected it at the last second.
Onto you and your friends.
Oh, that. Actually, I'm feeling pretty good. We've all faced so much and come out okay. I know we're up to the challenge of keeping Equestria safe and happy. There's nothing we can't handle together. Which reminds
There's a big storm
me...
coming, honey.
Royal advisor? What's that?
I thought you were going to
New
ask
position
Spike
I
to marry
created
you.
for you. You've been at my side for
I'm
every
joking, I
step
didn't
of
think
this
that.
journey. Knowing I had you to count on gave me the strength I needed to grow and succeed. I wouldn't be here without you.
Oh,
Thanks, Twilight. You know I'll always be your right hoof dragon.
I was hoping you'd say that, because now that my crown's been fitted, we have some royal errands to run.
it's so weird to consider that Twilight has moved back to Canterlot. She's not a Ponyville pony anymore.
Told us to get the blackberries for her special
Does that mean
coronation
Starlight's the only pony living at the
Maybe
castle
keep
now?
their
Her
produce in
life
the
has
back?
improved so
Nope,
much since
this
meeting
is all
Twilight.
But I got a special on
Head
these
Mare
taters.
has her own castle.
No, thank you. We'll keep looking. More. Ooh, Twilight, darling, you're just in time. Only one more pre-coronation stop. We're picking up the final touch for your après hors d'oeuvre gown.
Is that before or after the royal marshmallow eating contest gown?
What? I haven't made one of those. You must.
You're trolling her.
It's okay, Rarity. I was just joking.
Joking? Day of her coronation? You've come a long way, Twilight.
Well, that's odd. They look open.
What do you want?
Oh,
Password?
being a thread shop, I thought I might buy some.
Put the bits in the mail slot.
What was that about?
You know, designers don't like being interrupted when they're on a creative roll.
I don't
Things
think
that
that's
thread
it.
This exquisite, can you blame them? Weather for the coronation is set.
You're like the only group of friends left. All these feeble-minded citizens have already been turned on each other.
Clouds. They were kinda on edge.
They're not the only ones.
It's the first shift in royal power in over a millennium. Of course, every pony is a little.
I like
grumpy.
how there
Change
are
does
logical
that.
explanations
But I'm
for
sure
this,
it's not
for the
because they're worried about
conclusions
you.
for the
How
characters to
could
reach.
they be? How
that
many
makes
times
sense.
Have you saved their flags by now?
You're
Even
right.
though we know
I'll just
that's
have to
not the
let every
case.
pony know that even with Celestia and Luna gone, we'll make sure things stay the same.
Things are so different.
Twilight! There you are! You mind telling your friend here that I don't need an official guard wherever I go? Especially if he ain't gonna help carry apples?
I appreciate you taking such good care of my friends, but we're fine now.
It was the strangest thing. He kept calling me Earth Pony, like I didn't have a name. And watching me like he thought I'd steal the silver.
Do not go in that kitchen.
You look like you were in a sugar war.
Did you get attacked by a party?
Super grouchy with each other. That unicorn chef started throwing dessert at Mrs. Cake. I tried to help, but I got caught in the crowd. Tasty crossfire.
You sure this is just pre-coronation nerves?
Oh, my aching metatarsals. You know, you forget how convenient snap travel is.
Wait, did you just walk here? On foot?
Yep, his magic's gone.
Yes, actually. And I have a confession to make. You see, I might have made the teeniest boo-boo. All very well intentioned and noble on my part, of course.
Get
but
to the point, Discord.
Uh-huh.
you remember that whole thing with King Sombra? That was slightly my fault, and by slightly, I mean I brought him back.
You did? But why?
Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time, which is why I also brought back 3 other villains who are now on the loose and not really big fans of yours. So, my bad.
Yeah. You mind explaining to them that you were trying to redeem them?
You wanted to boost Twilight's confidence, so you brought back Chrysalis, Cozy Glow, and T-Rex to attack her?
Don't forget Sombra.
And while you united these 3 villains, you pretended to be Grogar?
Discord, how could you do this to Twilight and us?
Look what a great job you did defeating Sombra. All the confidence you gained. Remember the cheering? The hoof bumps?
Except it was all a lie.
A well-intentioned lie.
For all the time you spent with us, you really haven't picked up too much in the way of friendship lessons, huh?
You've been setting up challenges for us the whole time, haven't you? None of our successes were actually real.
Of course they were. You just had an extremely good-looking safety net.
And how was that supposed to help again?
I intended to prepare Twilight for anything by orchestrating an epic attack at her coronation.
You beastly beast! Don't you know how much this day means to Twilight? And me? I made her dress! Why wait until now for such a horrible plan?
You don't take a final exam on your first day of class. Just think, after defeating 3 baddies, Twilight would have to believe that she's the leader we all know she is.
You have made a grave misjudgment, Discord. Do you have anything else you would like to tell us?
Would you like the good news or the bad news?
That wasn't the bad news.
I have my magic. I can't be a safety net.
Gone. Trapped in Grogar's bell.
So what's the good news?
Chrysalis, T-Rex, and Cozy Glow now have all of the real Grogar's magic.
In what world
Is that good news?
Good news!
Compared to me losing my powers, anything else is good news.
Twilight, Luna, we need to make a plan. Maybe it's not too late to stop this disaster from happening.
But Discord fucked up so hard.
I need some time to think first.
Well, there isn't any time. Look what I overheard them saying. Oh, just listen to my voice and use your imagination. Let the fool go. Without magic, he's no threat. Besides, we have plans. The Lamesticks are so busy being perfect. They haven't even noticed what we've been up to.
I love these
Have
voices.
I mentioned how great revenge is? Oh, I hope you got a name picked out for your future kingdom, because it's time to destroy Equestria. They're probably on their way to attack Canterlot right now.
Then we'll stop them!
How? Stopping Sombra by himself was hard enough. And that was with Lord of Chaos training wheels.
Twilight, it doesn't matter if Discord set up your successes or not. We believe in you, and always have. Lean on your strengths to counter your weaknesses.
My strength? Right. Spike! Send a letter to Star Swirl.
Yeah,
Tell him we need
okay.
orders to guard the
So
borders of
Discord
Canterlot.
wasn't even trying to
If the villains are
reform
coming for a
them.
fight, we'll have one waiting for them. With Chrysalis
Like,
on the loose,
he
she'll go after
literally-
Starlight. Worn cadence
Wow.
and shining armor. There are final items
That was pretty dumb, Discord. Like,
the ultimate battle for the
I
freedom
gave
of
you too
Equestria
much benefit of
is
the doubt. But
We're not going anywhere.
oh
until
man,
you two
I can't
stop
stay mad at you
fighting.
because I know this is how you are.
Say something nice about T-Rex.
No, he's red.
T-Rex?
She's not as annoying as I expected.
Good. Now we were talking about Grogar's bell.
We should take the magic inside it. You know how powerful Discord was. That much chaos magic.
I like the
in
yellow
our
eyes.
But taking it all would be madness. It's impossible for any other creature to control.
I guess if you need a guinea pig to find out if any pony can use chaos magic, I'll volunteer.
Yep, blow up the child. Oh, she getting big.
Fools! Now I have more power than all of you! Kneel before my might!
It's just chaos magic. It's not actually power.
Take it back! Take it back!
I still think chaos magic is a good idea.
Leave it in the bell. We've got a kingdom to conquer.
So,
I wonder
where
if
should we
Fluttershy
strike
would
first?
make fantastic use of that chaos magic, because she's come to have an understanding of it.
We've faced enemies of Equestria before, and we've always succeeded. That wouldn't be possible without all of you.
You're welcome.
Dude, read the room.
So I ask for your help again today, in what is our biggest battle yet. All of Equestria is at stake, and I can't do this alone, but I'm not afraid. Because with friendship as our armor and teamwork as our power, no pony can ever bring us down.
Hi, I'm here to bring you down.
Where did you get that? A daily affirmations calendar?
Yeah, that's what people criticize Twilight for these days. Everything she says sounds like a Hallmark calendar.
Wow, it's true. Alicorns really do have more fun.
Oh my gosh, yes. Alicorn cozy is something I never knew I wanted or needed, probably because I didn't think it was going to be a possible thing. It's great that the pillars are getting involved, I must say. Just like I was sort of expecting, a big finale is going to bring back a lot of characters. I wonder if we're going to see Gilda again. Yeah, he's got way more strength than you now. I always love, I'm gonna beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker. Num 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 num.
Magic seasoned with age. Delicious.
No!
Shove off with that shovel.
Oh, run along. The big stallions are playing.
Oh, Somnambula! Warn the princess!
Wow, your voice. I'm just gonna drink you.
Perfect dessert to a legendary meal.
Now, that is a lot of magic he's got inside it. You know, adding star swirls to what he already has.
With your buddy, no running!
Oh, this makes a lot of sense.
Starlight, Star Bright, where's the pony I want to fight?
Yeah,
To
yeah.
go.
This
You got
makes
this?
a lot of
no
sense.
ponies is a great and powerful escape like Trixie.
Oh!
Just the head
Ah.
there I want to see.
Screw Big Mac and Sugar Bell. This is my OTP. No, that's Fluttercord.
Is this place?
Somewhere you can't hurt any pony.
Wrong. I can hurt you.
Wow, a full magic duel! I said I wanted Starlight to get a scene to show this kind of power, didn't I?
Blast you.
Oh yeah, real motivating.
Yeah, magic.
You'll pay for that.
Put it on my tab.
Oh, what a line! Oh my gosh, she even did the anime thing of walking away.
Now I'll have all eternity to take my revenge on you.
Now, I am such a fan of the way Starlight put up a fight there. That was a proper anime-like duel. That was great. I just wish it was like 5 minutes longer.
Glow.
Gee, I guess I could, but I'm having too much fun.
Ready, sister?
Wait, what are you?
It shows how strong Twilight's magic is that she could still block that. Though I'm not so sure she will now.
No! That's the problem with you magic types. You're so reliant on all your special power, you forget to use your brains.
Don't rely on your quirk too much.
Surprise attack! Fly, my pretties!
Wow, really? Really? Full Wizard of Oz? Fly, my pretties. Oh, I love how Spike has such control. Yep. Yep. Poor Discord. There's nothing he can do.
You think your pathetic shield can stop us? The pillars have been defeated. Your school is abandoned. Face it, Twilight. You've
Trixie
lost.
will save the day.
You can attack us, and we may fall, but Equestria will still stand, united in friendship, and we won't stop until we defeat you, no matter how many ponies you take down.
Didn't you all notice something was wrong?
Uh-huh.
Equestria? We've been busy.
A whisper here, a rumor there.
Destroy some crops, cause some damage.
Turn pony against pony.
Until your whole kingdom is on edge, waiting for just one tiny thing to push them over the brink.
There's no backup friends or rainbow magic to save you now.
Golly, I think it's time for some redecorating.
These three are giving me so much life right now.
You know what's stronger than friendship, Twilight? Fear!
Because when you have to protect yourself, you don't have time for any pony else.
Too bad you never taught that in school. Huh?
Oh, Rarity! With what little magic she... Oh! Oh, that was so cool from Rarity.
Get help! We'll hold them till you get back.
No, I can't leave you here.
It's our only chance. You come up with something to save the day. You always do. We believe in you.
Fly, you fool!
Fly, you fool! Wow, great Gandalf reference. My gosh! Okay, before I skip to the next episode, I, of course, need to make a comment on everything I've just seen. Okay, so Discord. Wow, this was the fuck-up to end all fuck-ups, but I just can't stay mad at you because you often think like a child. And it was your childish logic that was at play here. Like, oh, if I keep throwing these controlled problems at her, then you know that she will keep gaining confidence. And yeah, I see what he was going for. I really do. Like, at first I thought it was a much more noble thing of he was actually trying to get the villains to see friendship so that they would come around, but that happened by accident, and yeah, they rejected it, so that was pointless anyway. But yeah, I'm glad that because of the heat of the situation, that has been pushed aside for now. Discord is mostly scared at the moment without his powers, but he is helping where he can, like pushing Twilight away and stuff. Yeah, I'm assuming when he gets his magic back, he's going to do something really cool to make up for what he's done. Yeah, no ill will towards Discord over this whatsoever, though I'm sure his haters are going to have a field day with this episode. I personally don't care. What I really care about right now is what poor Twilight is going to do all on her own. Like, what's the next step? Like, will she have to basically come to the realization that it's not just her friends she can team up with? If she reunites the citizens of Equestria, can they all do the rainbow lasers? Like, is this going to be one big light show of final rainbow lasers? That's what I think. I think that's what's going to happen. It's not just the elements. The elements of harmony with their own thing, powered up by the friendship lasers that the twist is anybody can do. Like, just like how they did it without the elements against Sombra in the premiere. They just powered up with nothing, no artifact, no nothing. Just them standing in a room together, feeling friends super hard. They manifested the lasers. So I think if Twilight gets the citizens of Equestria to friendship super hard, then the lasers can happen again. I think ponies can protect themselves in a way that the Crystal Heart protects the Crystal Empire. All of that positivity and friendship and, you know, feelings of camaraderie, that will keep out the threats. Like, as long as it's basically a world peace message, as long as everybody is all good, it will be all good forever. So, you know, Cozy the Alicorn might be one of my favourite concepts ever. She was having a blast. Yeah, she needed a bailout from the other two villains, but still, for a child with very little experience in this kind of thing, you know, she hadn't had magic for long. Like, she was doing really well. And speaking of doing well, Starlight put up one hell of a fight against Chrysalis. And my only criticism was that it wasn't long enough, despite how surprisingly long it actually was. Like, it's one of those things where you could just keep watching it because it was so smoothly animated, so well choreographed, like, for the short duel that it was. I loved that shot of Starlight walking away anime style, like when they've just defeated the villain. Like, oh, so cool. But that is why you double tap. Just like Zombieland teaches us. Don't be content that they're defeated and walk with double tap, attack them again. Yeah, but I love the Gandalf reference at the very end, like, fly you fools, fly you fall. Yeah, fantastic. Rarity with the rock throw, that, oh wow, you know, hey, I'm a unicorn too. Oh. That was so cool. I'm sure Rarity Dash is going to absolutely love that moment when she gives that weary smile to show it was her. Like, yes, Rarity, big contribution. Because it was. She just saved Twilight from having her magic drained. Like, Rarity is the hero of this episode. Well, for this portion of the episode. I have a feeling that the citizens of Equestria are going to end up being the heroes of the finale. Wow. People who were disappointed that in Grogar, I assume you were talking about because he wasn't even real. He wasn't even there. He was truly defeated by Gusty because, as Chrysalis said, Gusty banished him and it was never explained how he came back. So that might have been the first red flag that we should have paid attention to. Because he never mentioned coming back. He just mentioned that he'd been biding his time to get powerful enough to retrieve his bell, that kind of thing. He didn't actually state how he overcame his banishment. So maybe the other villains didn't think it was worth pressing, but I think that might have been the first clue to the audience that Grogar wasn't who he said he was. And if you think about it, he was always leaving, which obviously to go be Discord again, we know now. You know, at first it was like maybe they're just keeping him off the screen for intrigue purposes. Like, but no, it was literally because he couldn't spend all day there. He had a life as Discord to keep up. Oh my goodness. What a horrible way for your plan to backfire, Discord. Like, things look really shitty right now, especially with all the distrust the villains have put across the land. So, Pillar's got good involvement, though I'm sad that they were defeated so easily, but they were against Tyrek, which is kind of an unfair fight because, you know, he once sucked all the magic out of all of Equestria. You know, not much you can do there. I wonder if Trixie is going to have some sort of role to play in this, or if she is just constantly hoarding the students under the school. I love that the catacombs came back, by the way. That is an excellent use of the catacombs, you know, all surrounded in the trees, crystal, deep underground. Not many people know about the entrance. That is a perfect shelter. Kudos, Starlight and Trixie, for thinking of that, whichever one of you it was. That is a clever place to keep the children safe. So now I wonder, will Twilight find the student 6? Will Twilight head over to the school and find Trixie and the student 6? That could be an epic team up. Something we don't see very often. Yes, I'm now a big fan of this. I want Twilight to go find the student 6 and Trixie and form a ragtag group. But yeah, let me just get my episode folder up here, and I shall see you in episode 26. I shall see you in episode 25. And we're back.
Now for your complete destruction! Won't that be fun?
Cozy,
Patience,
give me more
Cozy.
faces, please.
Destruction is so permanent. We need to show the rest of Equestria that we've broken their heroes first. Besides, we should have fun with our guests.
Wow,
No.
look at the
We should
menagerie.
hunt down Twilight Sparkle. As long as she's out there, she's dangerous.
Is that big, strong Minotaur that scared of one little pony? Relax. It's not like her friends are going anywhere. The fools brought the remains of my throne to Canterlot to protect themselves. Those shards block their magic. Careful, too close and the shards cancel even our powers. But on this
That
side
is
of the
some
gap,
powerful
we're the most
anti-magic.
powerful beings in Equestria. Thanks to Grogar's bell. Isn't that right, Grogar?
What are you doing? You saw what happened when you tried to take Discord's chaos magic.
Yeah, but there's alicorn princess magic in there now, too. I could be so much more powerful.
Well, why don't you
if I
all
just-
hold hands again to make sure you get an equal portion?
Hello? I'm the best one out of all of us. Nobody sees me.
What are you talking about?
This is really bad.
We gotta find Twilight. She's probably already figured out some way to defeat those monsters.
No, she's
Any
off
idea
sobbing in a corner.
how we get out of here to do that?
Too sticky. There's no way any pony could get through this.
Have you tried burning it?
So sorry.
Or does that cancel out
It
as
makes
magic?
so much sense in my head. Twilight defeats her worst enemies and is filled with confidence. I truly did have the best intentions. I swear I'll make it up to you.
That's gonna need to be a pretty epic makeup.
Stay away from the bell, you pest! None of us can use the alicorn's magic until we figure out how to handle that fool's ridiculous chaos magic.
I could always tell you how. It would give you power over all reality, but you'd have to ask nicely and spare my friends.
No, Discord! This isn't the way to help!
Discord, could you please?
Cozy.
Threats are more my speed. Speak!
He's lying. He won't tell us.
I certainly won't tell you after the way you lied to me last time we teamed up, you muscle-bound cretin.
This cretin could destroy you before you blink, so choose your words carefully.
You're right. Cretin is too polite. How about pathetic centaur, who uses magic to compensate for the fact that deep down, he's afraid he'll never be enough to please dear old dad? King Vorak?
Oh, wasn't he mentioned in the comics? You almost killed Cozy.
Did
I don't think Starlight's been drained. Yes, more Starlight shine.
Get Twilight.
No way. She's always needed you guys.
Wow, yes, OP Starlight, I love it.
Find Twilight. We may not have our magic, but we aren't completely helpless. We'll hold them off as long as we can.
That was a pretty epic makeup.
Just save Equestria and keep Fluttershy safe.
Oh. I like how Starlight got carried away. Yeah, Starlight needs to keep helping. She's very good.
Where is every pony?
The unicorns have been gathering in Celestia's School of Magic ever since the attack. That's where I was headed when I saw you.
What about the Earth ponies and Pegasi?
It's every pony for themselves.
That ain't right.
Well, you can all stand out here and debate. I'm going where I'm safe.
Chrysalis was telling the truth. They really have turned ponies against each other.
Where are the Wendigos when you need them?
All. We just need to get to Ponyville and find Twilight pronto. She'll know how to set things right.
Oh boy.
Stay calm! I know it seems bad, but there's no need to panic!
Give us one good reason not to!
Because Ponyville's own heroes of Equestria are here to save us!
No.
Where'd all these ponies come from?
Earth ponies been pouring in looking for somewhere safe.
We don't have unicorn magic to protect us. We're a city in the sky to hide it like those cowardly Pegasi.
Cowardly? They're blocking Cloudsdale. Said they didn't want any grounded ponies up in their business. Listen up, buddy. Don't. That's exactly what Chrysalis and the others want. More fighting. We know you're scared. We're here to help.
Oh, you better fix this! Twilight's probably as worried as every pony else and trying to find
Wow,
somewhere safe.
have you
That's
lot
why I
literally
was sure
become
she'd be waiting for us
used
in Ponyville.
as a
Where else
tool
could
at
she
this
be?
point? Like,
I know where Twilight
have
is!
you guys been taken for granted? Like, you guys fix this and you fix it now. You always have before.
She's upstairs. It's not good.
You're here? I was so worried. Where are the princesses?
They put up a crazy fight so we could escape and find you. Mission accomplished. Now let's save Equestria!
You had that set up.
They made a terrible mistake. You all did. From the second I got away, I've been searching every book, scroll, and spell for a way to rescue you and stop Chrysalis, T-Rex, and Cozy, but I haven't found anything. I failed.
You'll come up with something. We can't save Equestria without you.
You all escaped without my help. You didn't need me then.
Oh my gosh,
so why
what
would
an
any
interesting
pony need me
dilemma
now?
for Twilight.
We know things look bad, but we've been in tough spots before, and we always...
Look around. Nothing we've ever done has mattered. Sombra returned and destroyed the Tree of Harmony. Chrysalis, T-Rex, Cozy Glow returned and more powerful than ever. The School of Friendship shut down. Every pony in Equestria is so blinded by fear they can't remember what friendship is. Nothing we do makes any difference.
But we're still free and together, and it's not like things could get any worse.
Don't say that. Hey, I was asking for the Wendigos.
Never to say that by now.
I wonder if Atomic hates that phrase as much as he hates, well, that was a thing.
That's just a heartwarming Eve story.
Creatures made of wind that spread cold and misery across the land to punish ponies? Seems pretty real to me. Let the Pegasi deal with this. There's nothing
This
we
is
can do
the
except
attitude
hide.
that made the problem worse, you guys, in the past.
That's enchanted wind. We can't control it. And we can't rely on those snooty unicorns for any help.
I like how
Build up the
somebody
ground
had
bank.
the courtesy
We'll
to
try
lift
block it.
Scootaloo up to Cloudsdale.
What about every pony down below?
They're on their own. We all are.
That voice does not seem like it should be coming out of that pony.
Fortify the shields around the School of Magic. We need to protect ourselves. It's all we can do.
Oh, look at this collection of characters. And there's children.
I've already done enough.
There's a child in each group.
You want the truth, Twilight?
New main
Bad
six?
things happen. No matter what you do, there's never gonna be a time when everything's perfect. But that don't mean you quit trying.
What if I make things worse? Ever since Celestia told me I was taking over, I've been gaining confidence. Then I find out it's all a lie. Equestria's been falling apart around us and I didn't even notice. What kind
Only
of
since
princess
episode
does that make me?
17.
I'm scared.
I probably know more about being scared than anyone.
Oh!
But thanks to all of you, I've learned I'm always less scared when I'm with my friends.
If we're facing impossible odds, we're facing them together.
It's what we always do, darling.
But we're on our own, and we have no idea what to do.
That's true pretty much every time something
Yeah,
terrible is about to
exactly.
happen.
We don't have the elements of harmony anymore. How can you all be so calm about this?
You summon power without the
Even
elements.
if you don't believe you can
In
do
this
this,
very
we
season.
do. We believe in you. In us. The truth is, all our lives wouldn't be the same if we hadn't met. We're better off because of our friendship with you. So when you say you haven't made a difference, that's just not true. You've made a big difference to us.
Thank you. Sometimes even the Princess of Friendship needs a reminder that there's more to the magic of friendship than rainbow lasers.
Although, that part is pretty cool.
Okay, I really like what an interesting
That
little
sounds
moment
like
of
the pony I
self-doubt
used
this
to
was
pull
for
through.
Twilight.
Count us in.
It added a
No,
lot of
you
depth
just stay here
to
and
what
protect
she's been
Gloria.
going through.
If things don't work out, she's Equestria's last hope. Okay, 3 of our worst villains have taken over, powered up by ancient magic. Every pony in Equestria is so
I
scared
love
and
how
divided that the
Cozy
Wendigos
is
are
counted
circling,
amongst that,
and
by
it's
the
up
way.
to us to fix it all.
A literal child.
The same thing we do every time, Pinky. Try to save the
Really?
world.
Really?
Every prisoner is safe.
I'm done. I'm off. I'm leaving.
Can hunt down the rest of the Wendigos.
I'm not hunting
Pinky
any
and the
pony
brain
princesses
full
to
on
get down in
reference.
this
Are you
weather.
kidding me?
Can't we magically get rid of them and
You
warm
couldn't have
things up?
used
I
that
don't think we
in
should.
season 8
This could
with
work
the
out quite
Chancellor.
well for me.
You mean us?
The harsh weather is the final blow to break the ponies' spirits. Once Equestria is a frozen wasteland, we'll use our magic to destroy
Yeah,
those
good luck
windy
ruling
beasts.
that, by the way,
Ponies
Cozy.
will be so grateful
Your
they'll do
snowy
whatever
wasteland.
I want.
The Wendigos are ancient magic. It would be unwise to leave them unchecked. Best we deal with them now.
We probably should deal with Twilight and her friends before anything else.
I thought it was too cold for you to hunt any pony down.
We don't need to. They're right there.
Hi.
You think they know we're here?
Yes. They have a pretty high vantage point and can see pretty far.
I'd say they have an idea.
Oh boy.
That bell has Discord, Celestia, and Luna's magic inside. If they use it against us,
Discord's magic is so chaotic, he's the only one who can use it.
You just can't accept that you were beaten before you even realized there was a fight, can you?
you can't beat us if we never give up. As long as I have my friends by my side, I'll put my faith in friends.
Can we get on with this, please?
Yeah, no speeches.
You need to get that bell and get
My
Discord
Little
and Princess
Pony.
their magic
It's
back.
over.
Rainbow Dash, Pinky, you're with me.
Sweet! I'll grab that bell in 10 seconds!
No, we're the distraction. They're gonna get the bell.
Come out, wherever you are.
There!
Turn rush. Oh, my neck didn't crack.
Step right up, you fillies and gentlemen! Try your luck! Miss me! Close, but no cherry chimichanga! Thanks for playing! Do they have to be so annoying?
Not annoying.
Distracting!
Spikey Wakey! Oh, I like how she has shield magic just like her Equestria girl's counterpart. I noticed it was the same crystal-like design. That was a really cool touch.
Hi, Professor. We all know you're not the best one.
Enough, or the dragon's wings get plucked.
Please,
horrific.
don't hurt him.
Don't worry about me! Just say no!
Turns out that the magic of friendship is your biggest weakness.
Oh,
A
poor
fitting
Spike.
end to your pathetic story.
No matter what, we face it together.
Wow, they're prepared for death.
What happened? Can I open my eyes? You sure can. Way to go, Twilight!
It's not me.
Oh, Tempest! Ah! What? So everyone was united again.
Don't let them escape!
Which one?
Everybody working together at once. The dragons, the hippogriffs, changelings, the
Changelings won't
yaks.
cool them forever, and I don't know how long the unicorn shield will hold.
I don't understand. How are you all here?
That's kinda our fault. You know those long lectures about
That's what you
friendship
guys
in
were
school?
doing, convincing your own races. But what about those children?
We all know the story of Heartswarming Eve. We can defeat the Wendigos together.
You really think if we all sing a couple songs, everything will be fine?
It's not just singing that saved the founders of Equestria. It's what it represented.
Earth ponies, unicorns, and Pegasus.
Oh yeah, because the I see those two children. Oh, I see. Represent. Yeah. Okay.
Differences keeps us divided. Villains
Yeah,
and creatures
where
like
the other
Wendigos
creatures
use
couldn't
that
fill
to
in. Okay, I remember.
us.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense now.
Ponies strong, but yaks and ponies stronger together. Yaks must be loyal to pony friends.
I know helping other creatures by being kind and generous sounds lame, but I've seen how powerful it can be.
Playing
This is
together,
a really
singing together,
fitting
even laughing
use
together.
of the new
That's what real
six.
heroes look like.
Were we really happy by ourselves at the bottom of the ocean? Be honest. It's the ponies that showed us a better way.
They've taught us how powerful love and the magic of friendship truly is. We can't let them stand alone. We're their friends. They need us.
Very cool, you guys.
How about that? It's just like you said the day we opened that school.
So
More
the School of
creatures who know about
Friendship has saved the
safer
day
we'll be.
with its teachings.
Told you had it all figured out.
That was very anime.
Enough! Because of you, I almost lost my way. But every creature
Don't
here
lose
has
your
reminded
way.
me of the true power of friendship. There will always be darkness in the world, but there will also always be those who find the light. The pillars knew this. That's why they created the elements of harmony.
You did good, Starlight.
The elements showed me and my friends how strong our friendship could be. Together we work to bring harmony to Equestria. But there will always be more to do, which is why we teach others about the magic of friendship. Others who will continue our mission after we are gone. Now I truly
Wow, reference to
understand.
death.
The elements were just symbols. The real magic has always been right here. And the more who understand how powerful friendship is, the stronger we will all
I love
be
that Tempest is here.
together.
The biggest rain boom that Equestria has ever seen.
This is bad, isn't it?
Boom!
Oh,
No power.
You think friendship will save you? We will always return. Nothing will ever stop.
Chaos magic.
Chocolate rain?
Don't look at me.
Pinky, you took this
Pinky
much
can
magic
control
to
chaos
How
magic.
do you feel?
tingly, itchy, also like.
I can transform the cosmos so everything is made of icing!
This is
maybe I
incredible. No, no, give me 2 minutes of that.
There's some chaos in my soup.
That was too good. Chaotic Pinky deserves all of the fan art.
There isn't a punishment worthy of all you've done.
You know what I can do it.
Hold on.
Oh, that does
This whole operation was your idea.
Please. Together forever. I can't think of anything that they would want less.
Okay, we
When I
went
sent
the
you to
cruel hammer of
Cleveland,
justice
I had
route.
high hopes. When you became Princess of Friendship, I knew I made the right choice. But nothing could prepare me for
I won't
how
lie,
proud I am
I'm a bit
right
short
now.
of breath with
Equestria
discomfort
is
because I'm
definitely in
too
the
soft
right
for things
hooves.
like that.
You
And I
are
instantly feel sorry for someone being stuck forever. I don't think that is something you should do.
You know what?
Like,
I
that
think
is something
I
that
am.
feels morally
Thank
wrong to
goodness.
me
A
as a
first question,
concept,
Your Highness.
and
What do you
I'm
do
going to
with
deal
all
with
these
it. I'm going to push it down below.
Need a lot more chairs for the coronation.
Actually, as ruler of Equestria, I'd like to postpone the coronation for a while.
Especially a little,
At least
a
until the
literal
castle
child trapped
Besides,
in place
there's
forever.
something
That
we need
I
to do
can't
first.
deal with it. So I'm not going to be
How's to put
dwelling
with
on
the
it.
Donuts. Interesting choice.
I know, but there's gonna be plenty of time for all the challenges and struggles and adventures to come. For now, I just want to spend a quiet moment with the 6 best friends I've ever had.
Well, mostly quiet.
It's like the end of an era.
Or
Ha!
the beginning of an even more awesome era.
People are going to hold you
All I
to
know
that.
is
There's a
whatever
lot of
comes next
skepticism
is
revolving
going to be
Generation 5.
How do you know that?
With you guys by my side, how could it not?
Okay, let me get it off my chest, okay? Let me just get it off my chest. The fact that, you see, the thing is, when they rose up to stop Discord, the sisters, they basically blasted him with rainbows, and the stone spell, like, kind of just happened. Like, it was like, that was the way to stop him at the time. It was like immediate self-defense and a consequence of the spell that was used. In this case, the villains were quite powerless, and they were on the ground, and it could have easily, you know, been put back in prison or something, or something else, but to be like, deliberately stand over them and decide, we're going to trap you forever, that is not something for me that a hero says or does. That is not something a good guy does. It's a personal moral standpoint for me. Like, take for example, I am one of the people who would not shoot Hitler if given the chance, simply because at the moment of doing it, I would be like, I can't murder another human being, because no matter what someone has done, I consider them a human being. Like, I think there are certain things a human being should not do to another human being, and while there are a lot of things people like him did that make him a monster, I feel like I would be lowering the level of myself if I were to do anything to that person. And I may be shockingly naive. I may be soft as hell. You know, you may think way less of me and think that I'm pathetic, but I don't care. I really don't. Like, I thought putting Cozy in a cage at all was, like, a bit messed up. Like, she's a child. Surely Equestria would go a little bit easier on her. Like, I don't care what she did. Don't keep trying to argue to me, oh, she did this, she did that. I don't give two shits. I'm talking about the fact that she's a child being more important than that. And if me putting that importance that way around is so shocking to you, then please deal with it. Because that's how strongly I feel about the subject. I believe in the right for all life to have basic human rights, and in this case, basic rights for whatever creatures they kind of were. Freezing them forever in rock, I feel, if it was set in the modern day, you know, set in real life, it would be constituted as cruel and unusual punishment. That is what I think this was. Cruel and unusual punishment. Like the fact that they stood over them in a weakened state and consciously decided this is the fate we have in store for you. Forever. Not, we're gonna potentially unbreak you later and see if we can reform you like we did for Discord. No, we never intend to let you out. That is terrifying to me, and I cannot get behind it. I cannot be comfortable with it. I cannot celebrate it. It is wrong to me. Absolutely stonewall wrong, pun intended. You can argue till your face turns blue with me about it, but you will never, ever change my mind about it. So don't you dare try. That's just a message to any of you who would. Like, I am mad about that, but it doesn't spoil how great this finale actually was. Make no mistake, this is just like the season 8 finale. I may have had qualms about how the villain was dealt with. After all, they consciously decided to just throw her in a cage somewhere. And here, they decided to trap her forever in stone intentionally. But it didn't affect the enjoyment of literally everything else about the finale. So season 8 and season 9's finales have had this in common with me. You know, to cycle things back round into being entirely positive. Wow, ranting dehydrates you. Yeah, to circle things back round into the positives, this probably was definitely one of my favourite finales. I would have to see them all again, like maybe through watching someone else's reactions, maybe on my own, whatever, to really ascertain which is my favourite finale. But there was so much about this finale that they got right. I mean, I absolutely adore the Suicide Squad feel of the season 6 finale and how it was a ragtag group of former antagonists that had to save the day. That was pretty genius, in my opinion. I loved all the cozy glow shenanigans of the season 8 finale. I've always felt Canterlot Wedding was one of the best examples of the first 3 seasons and what the potential of the show could really reach. I honestly believe that Canterlot Wedding felt like a Disney movie with a slightly shorter runtime. You know, with some padding, I think Canterlot Wedding's plotline could have been an MLP movie for this generation. I think they could have made a movie out of the Canterlot Wedding plot because it introduces new characters like Shining and Cadence and Chrysalis. You know, it's a big epic in acts part. There's like rising songs, and it would make a fantastic movie. And you know, it's got the whole love and wedding and kiss at the end and everything, and then the fireworks going up. Like, tell me that Canterlot Wedding isn't perfect movie fodder if they did decide to do that. And season 4 finale was pretty epic. T-Rex first appearance, especially that Dragon Ball Z style fight scene. Obviously that was never topped. Starlight got some good action scenes in this finale, but nothing will ever top Twilight's laser battle. PMV fodder every single time I make a Pony Shenanigans video. Yeah, season 5 finale with the time travel stuff, that was insanely fun to me. The only thing that drags it down is the song at the end, pandering a bit too much to Starlight's redemption, which was thankfully retconned as soon as season 6 began and set her a lot further back. Like, obviously, even in the song in the end of season 5 finale, you see her making up with her village, but that hasn't happened as of season 6. Like, she was worried about their reception at the beginning of the season 6 finale, so yeah, I think the season 6 finale was closest to a perfect finale for me for all of the feelings that it gave me. I didn't mind the changeling designs, it didn't take me long to get used to them. Yeah, I mean, season 7's finale had a pretty cool concept with Stygian and the pillars, but it didn't really have the wow factor for me personally that season 6 did. So I think for me at the moment, before I make my final decision, it's a 3-way tie between Twilight's Kingdom, To Where and Back Again, and season 8. This might break onto that podium, but it requires more rewatches. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. But I tell you what, I had a blast. As far as series finales go, this is what I could have expected. This was pretty great. There was so much good stuff to call back to, half of which I probably don't even remember at this point. Like, it's in the back of my head, but I couldn't bring it forward to articulate it to you. Little things like Rarity throwing the rock, Discord being like, fly you fool, the Student 6 helping out in a way that was so perfectly fitting for them, Starlight getting her moments to fight and actually showing us what she can do, that was super cool. Oh. Yet seeing Tempest came back, although of course they couldn't get Emily Blunt back to speak, but the fact that she showed up says a lot about the level of care and callback that was put into this episode. Yeah, I had so much fun. I think they got the potential they could out of the villain trio. I think they had plenty of moments to shine. I think they kept up the chemistry really well, and they really put Equestria through the ringer. I think for what they could have accomplished, they did all right. They did all right. They justified this whole plot of them working together and stuff. As I say, my only gripe, and it's a pretty major one based on who I am as a person, that they were intentionally frozen forever. That's cruel to me. Don't at me. So yeah, that's about my thoughts on it. I can't really start giving overall thoughts about the show as a whole because, as we know, there is an epilogue episode. And I am going to see you there. Okay, and we're back. Everybody is together,
I got here as soon as I could.
You've been hitting the gym, bro?
Full-time job these days. Making peace between Abyssinians.
So we've had a time skip?
Not been easy.
I like how the main 6 have a statue, and oh my god.
But I'm glad you could come.
So, what's the emergency?
Spike being as tall as Twilight feels so wrong.
Has been on teaching magic, but now it seems my top student has missed the most important lesson of all.
What do you mean?
Let's just say it'll be good to have my royal advisor and friendship ambassador by my side.
Your Majesty,
what?
She's here.
Twilight, I can't believe she eventually became like this. I see Flurry Heart, a little bit older.
Buster, I may be the ruler of Equestria, but I'm still just your teacher.
How many years has it been?
I've enjoyed every moment at the School of Magic, but I'm just not sure it's the right place for me.
I see.
And it's not work. I could spend weeks in the library doing research. It's just that there's a lot of
Spike and Twilight the same height feels wrong.
If that's your problem, you've come to the right place.
But that's just it. I don't want to make friends.
What?
So you'd rather leave the School of Magic than make friends?
I was hoping to set up an independent course of study. I want to accomplish as much as you have someday.
It'll be hard to do that without friends.
I'm not so sure. Friendship looks like more of a distraction than anything else, and
oh, she's just like Twilight!
What? I know you and your friends accomplished a lot together, but that was so long ago.
How long?
As far as I can see, you rule by yourself now.
Hello, royal advisor right here.
Where are the other main
There's
6?
nothing wrong with that. In fact, I think it's better. Plus, if friendships ultimately fade, why even make them in the first place?
You know what, Luster Dawn? You're right.
What?
One road ends, another begins, and takes you to a better place. Hey, hey, everything changes,
Okay, so basically this is the new Twilight.
This is your top
So,
student?
are the other main 6 dead?
Friendships take work.
How long has it
and there's
been?
No guarantee they'll
She
last.
mentioned friendships fading.
They can be complicated. They can be
Oh,
messy. And they
Student
never go
6
the
have
way.
defeated a villain.
Friendship is a hard thing to navigate. I remember the first time I realized it might not last forever.
Twilight? I'm pretty sure that's everything.
I'm just doing a final check, Spike.
I like how we're getting
Did a final
flashbacks
check of
as
every
well.
room. Twice.
Aha! See? An issue of Power Ponies. Now aren't you glad we triple checked?
Thanks, but I already read this one. I don't need to take it to Camelot.
No. You love Power Ponies. We're taking it.
Wow, she doesn't want to leave a single thing
We
behind.
don't have to bring the comic. I'm not even sure how much longer I'll collect it. A lot is changing, and I am getting older.
Just because things change doesn't mean you leave everything you love behind. Oh.
You're not still worried about ruling Equestria, are you?
No, I know it took some time, but I've never been more ready for anything in my life. Just because I'm ready to sit on the throne in Canterlot doesn't mean I'm ready to leave Ponyville.
Yeah, this is like
When we were
your
all fighting
actual
to save
home now.
Equestria from T-Rex, Chrysalis, and Cozy Glow, I was too busy to think about it. But now it's all happening at once.
What is?
The coronation, moving, leaving our friends.
I thought we'd all be ruling Equestria together.
Of course we will, but it won't be the same. They all have lives here. We're moving away.
Yeah, you
and
can't
they're
expect
not, and I
them to
can't
move
help
to
but feel like we're
Canterlot.
leaving them behind. What if we all just drift apart?
I guess I hadn't thought about it like that. Maybe you should talk to them. I bet they're feeling the same way.
Yeah, I
You're right,
was
Spike.
wondering that. When Twilight mentioned in the
Sometimes talking to
Starlight
a
and
good
Trixie
friend is all
episode
it
she was
takes.
moving to Canterlot, I wondered, now, are the others going to be invited to Canterlot? Because can Sugarbell take over Applejack's role at the farm?
So you're not worried about how things might change with me living in Canterlot?
Of course not.
Or are they going to
Changes
stay
that.
where they are, which they
Seasons.
probably are?
That's just life on the farm.
I guess so.
Anywho, I really need to get all these boxes packed and sorted. There's a lot more work now that the folks beyond Equestria are coming to the coronation, too.
Worried? No way! Unless you're talking about the coronation, because then, yes. Obviously the cakes are handled, but there's the whole rest of the party to stay on top of. Honestly, I'm not convinced Gummy really took care of the fireworks.
But what about after the coronation?
I don't think he can
things are
even
gonna
take
be
care of
different?
himself.
Well, since I'll be in charge of all the Canterlot galas from now on, I'll have to go there a lot more, so I guess that's
Wow,
fine,
she's
but
party
again,
planning all
No.
Wow,
of
she's
course not.
she's planning all the Grand Galloping Galas from now on. Aw,
Wonderful work, everyone. We couldn't be more ready. Josephine, if you and the rest of the doves leave now, we should all arrive in Canterlot at the same time. Eloise and Hubert, you should go too. I know it's a long way, but don't worry. I'll bring plenty of snacks to restore your energy before we perform. Everyone else gets to ride, since the trip's too much for your little wings. We need everyone in tip-top shape for the coronation. I'm glad we got the chance for one last rehearsal. Everyone's so excited. But I can't imagine any pony's more excited than you. Moving to Canterlot, being crowned, I can't think of a single bad thing about any of it.
Yeah, me neither.
wow, she's come to value her friends in Ponyville so much. It's so touching.
Look, Rainbow Dash, I know this is important to you, and we all want the routine to be special, but are you sure it needs to be this complicated?
Of course!
You guys are supposed to be the best, aren't you?
Sorry, Twilight. I don't have time to talk. We've got a lot more work to do before the coronation.
Darling, change is an integral part of fashion. I myself am considering opening boutiques for non-ponies.
Gonna numb your gems.
Or they become stale. For example, I was just struck with a sudden inspiration to
Star
change my
spiders.
design for gown by including the webs of these star spiders. They glow for a short while after they're spun. They won't have much time to weave the sash, but the effect will be dazzling. You see, darling, change can be fabulous if you embrace it.
Yes.
Starlight is supposed to come over soon. There's a little something we wanted to give you before we leave. You know what?
I think you're right, Twilight. I should take my comics to Canterlot. We can't leave the Power Ponies behind.
I don't think the Power Ponies care, Spike. Just like all of our friends.
Well, fuck you, Power Ponies.
All right, Twilight. Are you ready? We all wanted to see you off, but there's still a lot to do. Aren't you coming on the train? I gotta go with Big Mac so we can go over our packing list, or we won't know who gets what deliveries.
And I'm gonna meet the Wonderbolt so we can go over the routine one last time. I'm going with Gummy. He said he knows when the fireworks display should start, but does any pony really believe that? And I still need to pick up food for the swans and doves who flew ahead to Canterlot. If I don't get them fed, they'll be too pooped to perform.
Well, I'll be living in Canterlot alone. Might as well take the train alone, too. Bye, I guess.
Oh, you won't be traveling alone, darling. I'll have just enough time on the train to weave the stuff spider sash for your gown. But we should leave now. There's no time to dawdle if you want the coronation to be perfect.
That's the problem. You're also worried about making my coronation perfect, but I'm leaving Ponyville and none of you even care.
Yeah, it's funny how they didn't pick up on the way she was feeling.
Didn't care, and that was that.
Actually, not exactly.
Of course.
This is why this is called the last problem.
Can't believe you think we don't. What could possibly make you think that?
I tried to talk to you all about how I was feeling, but you seemed more worried about what you had to do for the coronation.
It's true. I was there.
I suppose it gave us something else to focus on.
That makes
You were worried about
sense.
everything changing. I guess I thought if I made it seem like everything was okay, it would be.
I was just trying to make you feel better. That way I wouldn't feel so terrible.
Before I moved to Ponyville, I didn't really know what friendship was. You've all taught me so much.
I used to wonder
I can't
what
believe it all
friendship
might
could
ending.
be.
But when I imagine the future, all I can think about is that we won't be together. I'm literally moving away from you, and it's terrifying.
I'm scared too. Me too. Rattled to the core.
Yep.
I wouldn't say scared. But just because I won't say it doesn't mean I don't feel it. I'm gonna miss you so much.
You just won't see her every day.
Things are going to change. What if we don't see each other? What if we don't talk as much?
Celestia said
What
that
if we
you'll
don't
rule
stay
together.
friends?
Didn't she? You will have regular contact with her. With Twilight.
I know it's weird, but knowing you're all as upset as I am actually makes me less worried.
That's nice. But you should be more worried about missing the train to Canterlot.
Yeah, wasn't this established in the
Actually,
premiere
thought I missed you.
that they would help her rule? So they are gonna see each other regularly.
No, we missed it! But maybe...
Yeah, you can just
We're on the
teleport.
train. Everything should be fine, right?
I'd worked out exactly how much time I needed to weave my star spider sash, and now I'm behind.
Ugh, spiders.
Who gets what deliveries on his own?
I assume these contain the finest sparkling apple juice?
Yup.
Oh, the sweet apple acres
Gordon
applesauce for my
Ramsay?
coronation parfait.
And Rumble
This
with his
is
cooking.
The applesauce.
Yup.
I don't have the snacks the doves and swans will need to perform after their long flight. I'd better find the food car. And I need to meet the Wonderbolts. Where's the coronation team?
Well, they waited, but when you didn't show, they thought you must have meant to meet outside of Candlelight.
The only thing I'm worried about
At least you're quick. You can catch up to them.
But I'm sure it's fine.
Well, it could always be worse.
Why do you keep saying that? You see that look they all gave you?
Goodness, Twilight, are you all right?
My friends and I had a few hiccups on the way, but everything's fine now.
We really are both just so proud of you. If you need a moment, that's all right. It is your coronation.
Wow, are you the only princess in history to have had 2 coronations?
Are you ready?
You got coronated as the Princess of Friendship. Now you're getting a fresh coronation as the leader of Equestria.
Citizens of Equestria and beyond.
Wow, what a huge mixed society they have now.
My sister and I have ruled this land for quite some time, but even we know that change eventually comes to us all.
There's Gilda
and though we know it
and
can be
Kappa.
unsettling,
Tempest
it's as
again.
natural as the rising and setting of the sun and the moon, both of which my sister and I feel confident leaving in the hooves of the pony.
You look amazing. Oh, I almost forgot.
And so, without further ado, I give you the new ruler of Equestria, Princess
Wow, this
Twilight
feels so
Sparkle.
bizarre. That is so Twilight.
Sorry.
Oh, fusion!
Twilight.
Oh dear. I know these aren't the snacks I promised, but it's all I could find.
Well, dash or no dash, Twilight's about to get that crown. Wonderbolts, roll out!
No, wait!
You, as usual, big disaster. Gummy! She dead. She's dead.
To Twilight!
Wow. Spike.
Enough.
Okay, I get it now. Your coronation was such a disaster that you and your friends never really recovered, and that's why
Wow,
you
you're
weren't
so
taken back.
negative.
Well, you're half right.
This
is an interesting way of explaining
So,
the last
coronation
problem that
wasn't
the
a
main six
disaster,
faced
and
on
your
screen.
friendships just faded away over time?
Not exactly.
Sorry I'm late, but it is so
Wow,
hard
what
to
have you
find
done
a
with your
simple
hair?
sense of humor for Lil Cheese.
Honestly,
Oh!
I would have been here sooner, but you would not believe how busy Yakistan is these days.
Really?
Maybe we could get to
Pinky
places on
and
time
Cheese
you
did
like
get
to do some of the
together.
chores instead of always doing everything yourself.
Maybe I would if you did them the right way.
Team Apple Dash is basically
Sorry, we're not the
unstoppable.
last ones, are we?
Someone to marry Discord.
Discord's headed to an O&O convention where he'd be joining us.
Well,
I just assumed that since you aren't together all the time,
do you live
now,
with
that we are
Discord?
friends.
Oh my gosh, Pinky and Cheese had a
Point of my
kid!
story. It's true my coronation was a disaster.
That's amazing!
Well,
Pinky's a
the
mother!
coronation is over.
Oh, that makes sense with the that's mom hair.
That was something.
I was just
Oh
about to say
yes,
the
I've
same
shipped them
thing.
since Pinky Pride because they were
maybe
so
it
simple.
wasn't
But
the
to think that actually
coronation
happened,
planned,
that's
but it's good to see all of you
amazing.
laughing.
We wanted to give this to you before you left Ponyville, but things got a little hectic.
Since you're moving away, we thought if you missed any of us,
Is it a
or
photo
Ponyville,
album?
This might help.
Moving photos,
Aw,
Harry Potter,
It's a book of memories.
Harry
We
Potter
all
style.
chipped in some.
No matter how much things change, you'll always have this to look back on.
I love it. Thank you so much. But I don't want to only look back. Obviously, the coronation wasn't perfect, but that doesn't matter. It's our relationships that really count, and we have to maintain them.
But now that we'll be living in different places, I'm not exactly sure how.
I am. I suggest we meet once a moon. In fact, my first royal decree as ruler of Equestria is to establish this Council of Friendship.
Yes, Council of Friendship. I'm sure that's what
what a
Celestia wanted you to do in the
wonderful
first
decree it
place.
We always knew that whatever adversity you faced, you and your friends would find your way through it together.
Yes.
We know Equestria is in the perfect hooves with you and your friends looking out for it. And while we'll always
So what are
be
you
here
two
if
doing
need
these
us,
days?
It's time for us to be on our way.
You're leaving?
Where?
We hope you'll come and visit us in Silver Shoals.
Oh,
But now it's time for you
you're
to rule
literally
on
going
your
to the
own.
retirement
You're
village.
all more
Enjoy
than
all the
capable.
paintball.
Thank you for everything.
So, even though everything changed, and you moved away from your friends, you didn't grow apart? And this is the Council of Friendship. That's what you're all doing here?
Duh, this time every moon.
Wow,
What she means is,
this person
this is how
timed
we've
this
been
really
rolling
well.
together.
And how we've continued to face every
Wow,
problem. with
Rarity's
friends
grey
with
hairs.
ideas.
But mostly,
And wrinkles. How old are they?
no matter how busy life
How
gets.
much time has passed?
Sometimes friendships can be hard, and it takes work to maintain them. But without friends, things can be a lot harder.
I never thought about friendship being something to work at, and I don't mind work. I guess if they don't have to fade away, maybe making friends isn't the waste of time I thought. But I've been so focused on my studies.
Wow,
I don't know
such a
where to
Twilight.
start.
That's all right, because I know exactly where to send you.
When I started out, I was unsure. I thought I knew all that.
The princess is singing at me.
Didn't know what to expect, but when my walls came down, I saw the truth. All along, something was missing, and I think you'll see it too. This is where the magic happens. This is where the magic.
Oh, Lyra and Bonbon after their proposal. Like, they're still together. That's great.
Together stronger, the bonds grow deeper, lasting longer, and the greatest spell you'll know is how the magic of friendship grows.
And no matter how much time goes by, the party will still be here with some fun new games to try. Big adventures waiting, obviously.
Wow, has enough time passed that that's her grandchild? I'm thinking, was one of those, what looked to be slightly parent figures there, was one of those the kid of Cheese and Pinky? And the child was a grandchild. That's what I'm choosing to believe. And now the CMC are as old as they appeared in that one episode. Oh yeah, you've gotten bigger. Yeah, you all have.
And it's something true to pass on down to generations, yeah.
Wow, it's been so long, even Sugar Bell's got grey.
And we'll never stop believing
And you have grown huge. You're a full yak.
of the friendships we've won.
And because the love that I feel for every single living creature is so
Oh my god, Angel reproduced a lot. Like rabbits do.
Oh, and how I used to wonder what friendship could be.
Yeah, you said it. She said it. She said it. Oh, these visuals. All of the characters. All of the grey hairs in these characters makes me think Granny's dead. That's sad. Unless she's still somehow kicking it, but she's at Silver Shoals.
How the magic of friendship grows.
This also looks like Twilight's going to outlive her friends, and that does sadden me. You see, there won't be much point in her taking over. Oh, I'm going to mention that in a minute. There wouldn't be much point in her taking over if she was going to have the lifespan of a normal pony, because then Celestia and Luna would be like, well, that was a good 50 years. It's time to get back on the throne. Like, this is the only way it could have gone. Twilight living as long as them. Boy, it's very sad to see her friends with grey hair, because you know that in a couple more decades, it's just Twilight. Oh boy. Oh boy. This was a good idea. This was a great idea. Ending the finale, having the finale happen before the send-off episode, that's a work of genius. Instead of trying to cram it in at the end of a busy finale, they gave it its own dedicated episode. Entirely the right call. Like, that is a fantastic decision, and I love a lot of what went into this. What a major time skip, though. For the main six were quite young. They were like young adults. Like, for them to have grey hair, has this been like a 40, 50 year time skip? Like, surely it's been a while. Especially because if I'm right and Pinky is a grandparent, yeah, probably about 50 years. Like 50 years later, wow, that's what I'm going on. Until we get an official number, that's what I'm going on. It's a 50-year time skip. I love seeing how everyone looked. Like, the young six, all like matured and made bigger. Oh, lovely. And new students at the School of Friendship. I saw that tiny little griffin. Oh, did we get to see Trixie? If we did, I missed her. What was Starlight doing? What was Starlight's role from that? No, oh no, we did. We saw Starlight and Sunburst stood together. I remember now. I remember. A lot went by in this. Now the song, not that memorable for me, but the sentiment behind it was still felt. I was like wowed by the visuals happening on the screen, bringing all of the show back together. Lovely, lovely stuff. Wow. What I wanted to talk about right at the end there was, for years now, for literally years, I have always said, like, I bet I could go back and screenshot myself saying this in certain forums or places or Discord chats or Skype chats. I have always said that the most perfect ending note for the show would be to close the storybook that opened at the very start of the show, Season 1, Episode 1. I am eternally grateful that they did not waste the chance to do that. They actually did it. That is phenomenal, because as I said all the way back then, maybe more than 5 years ago, it would make it a perfect loop. A perfect loop of the entire show marathoned back to back. The book closes, fade to black, fade back in, the book opens, and the show goes through its whole cycle again, then the book closes, and it opens again. They did it! They did it, you guys! They did it! Oh, that is great! Oh, so many of us have wanted that. I'm glad that they saw it the same way. I'm glad that they listened, or they always had that brilliant idea in the first place, because it just feels right. It feels like the only way the show could have ended. Still not quite sure how I feel about Twilight being so tall, but wow, we did notice that she was a bit taller after she became an alicorn, so maybe she was always gonna slowly grow over time, and maybe it's not been that long since she became an alicorn. Maybe it's only been like, what, 5 years or something, if you were to put an arbitrary number on it. So then fast forward 50 years, and then maybe she did go through growth spurts bit by bit. This wasn't an overnight change. It's just jarring because of how we see her, and then we see what she became. But like I say, I'm sure that's at least 50-year time skip. So yeah, it makes sense if she was always growing and she eventually reached that over a period of 50 years. But oh my gosh, she's gonna outlive her friends. But as that's why they were making special mention of the fact that friendships will fade, and even during the 24 and 25, during the final confrontation with the villain trio, Twilight was saying something about preserving friendship for after they're gone. After they're gone. That has clear connotations. And we were seeing that in The Last Problem. We were seeing how the newer generation, creatures from the newest generation, were going to continue learning friendship and carrying on the fight. That is fantastic. I loved how everyone was integrated at the end. Like, it's a true multicultural society now. Like, it seems like a lot of creatures have come to live amongst Equestria now, instead of always being in their homelands. It's a true melting pot of a land, and Twilight gets to reside over it in happiness. I mean, you know, I guess I'm going to accept at this point that the writers obviously intended that the villain 3 would never be redeemed, as in it would be impossible to redeem them. So basically freezing them in stone is the kindest thing you could do to them in a way, because obviously this is a kid's show, they can't execute anyone. I'm guessing it's because, well, there's no helping them, and it does nobody any good to just have them stew in a cage and potentially escape again and cause more havoc, because they'll never change. I guess this was the only way to truly stop them, just by freezing them so they can't get up to anything. I guess that's what the whole aim was. You know, if you look at it from that angle, it's a lot more acceptable. It's just, on some level, because I'm a soft pansy, I feel a modicum of sympathy for them, because I always empathize. I'm like, I wouldn't want to be in that position, so I don't want to put you in that position. Like, that's the basic bare bones logic of it, no matter how soft it is. But oh my gosh, this episode, especially 26, has left me feeling so upbeat, so positive about the show ending. How can people say this was terrible? Anyone who says this was terrible is clearly not a fan in general of the direction the show went after Twilight became a princess. That's the only explanation I can think of, because I don't see how this wasn't as perfect a send-off as you could have for the state that the show was in. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean just the general state of affairs that the show was in. And I love it. Well, I mean like the state of where the characters were, where their aspirations were, where the friendships were, where, the flow of the episodes were. Like, this was pretty much how it was fated to end. So I can only assume some people might be mad at the whole Grogar not being real thing, or, not being back. Now, maybe Grogar can actually be a threat in G5. Maybe he will return from his banishment. Well, but his bell has been robbed of its power now, so I guess there'd be no point. If he comes back, he can't access that bell. The rainbow, the big rainbow blast seemed to take the magic away from the bell. So yeah, wow. One of the things I'll remember most about this finale as a whole is Pinkie Pie being able to wield Discord's magic, if only for a short while. Like, it makes complete and utter sense that someone like Pinkie Pie would be able to use it. That is just amazing to me, and it deserves all of the fan art, all of the fan work, animations, whatever you want to do with it. Do a lot of it. That is a concept to run wild with. Canonical Discord Pinkie fusion. Amazing. Amazing is how I would describe my experience tonight watching these 3 episodes back to back. It pretty much gave me everything I could have asked for. It was extremely badass and cool, had some great humor mixed in. Like, they went all out with the, I say camera work, but it's animated, but you know what I mean. The camera work, the choreography of the few skirmishes that happened, the interactions between the characters, the setting up of the dilemmas, like, everything felt right to me. Everything felt absolutely right and spot on. Aside from, you get what I mean, in a general sense. Like, 99% of this was exactly how I wanted it to be. Yeah, wow. You see, I'm thinking some people will reckon that that child has nothing to do with Pinkie and Cheese, but because obviously when she first shows up, you think, oh, that's Pinkie's daughter. But then when they drop the child off with that couple, you think, oh, no, she was just babysitting. And then you discard the notion altogether. But consider that Pinkie and Cheese are still shown as traveling together, and the looks they exchanged, and the fact that the child has poofy hair, and at least one, if not both of, I'll have to see them again, the couple had curly hair. I think one of those parents shown was Cheese and Pinky's kid, and then the next kid was Pinky and Cheese's grandchild. That makes complete sense to me, considering the 50-year time skip. Like, surely, guys, the implication is clear with the poofy hair and Pinkie Pie having, like, mother hair. Like, you know, like, there's a lot more to store shit in. Like, I bet she's got all sorts of supplies for the grandchild in her head. Seeing Rarity with grey hairs was, like, weird. You think she'd dye her hair or something, but I assume with the maturity of another 50 years added to an already mature character, it's natural. I can rock it. I can make it work. Like, you go, Rarity. I know somebody said, oh my gosh, Apple Dash is canon, like freaking out about it, and I was like, what? How are they gonna do? So I assume people are really hopping on the fact that AJ and Rainbow Dash were talking about chores with each other, like they live together. I suppose you could read that either way. Because if Applejack isn't on the farm anymore, maybe she's too old to work. Like, some of them have grey hair. Maybe she's retired from apple booking. So if they're not at Silver Shoals and they're retired, I bet Dash isn't even in the bolts anymore. Like, and they live together. I could see why. I could see why you'd assume that they're why not? Why not? I'm just saying that there's also a slight possibility that they're dorm mates, as in, like, you know, I don't mean like, I don't think dorms even exist in Equestria, but I mean, maybe they're just normal roommates, you know? I mean, I know Rainbow Dash has her own home. Maybe Applejack lives up there with her, because even though it's on the cloud, you could still walk on the flooring. Like, they went to see her during Tanks for the Memories, didn't they? But, yeah, I think for all intents and purposes, since they were implying other things, I don't think they'd have put that in there for nothing. Sure, it's canon, sure. Like, it doesn't matter to me because, as I said, my main ship is Fluttercord, and I'm happy to see that even after his big boo-boo in the finale, Fluttershy and Discord seem closer than ever, and Fluttershy singing in a lovely voice while Discord was overhead. I'm wondering, is Fluttershy too old to run her sanctuary at the now and live in a cottage on her own? I'm wondering, Fluttershy came in from the Chaos Realm, Chaosville, I think it was called in the Pony Handbook. She came in from Chaosville. Now, unless she was coincidentally visiting Discord for a tea party before he then volunteered to give her a shortcut to Twilight, is she living with him for her retirement? Is she spending her remaining years with Discord? If so, that is the sweetest thing in the whole damn world. It really is. I know, I think we saw Fluttershy visit the sanctuary, but I don't know if someone else was running it, because I saw all the angel bunnies come out, and, like, Angel has multiplied. I don't think Angel was there, was he? Angel would be dead. Yeah, Angel's dead at this point, isn't he? I don't think I saw Angel, but I think those were Angel's children is what I'm saying. Like, maybe his great-grandchildren? I don't think bunnies live very long. The main implication is at some point Angel bred like a rabbit. That's all I'm trying to say. He found his lady bunny friend. Yeah, I think I've covered everything, I think. This recording is nearly 2 hours long. God. Yeah. Of all I could have expected, coming to the end of this show, coming to the end of this roller coaster of an 8-year ride, I've been along for this ride, anything I could have hoped for, anything I could have wished for, I think I got it delivered to me. I really do. I cannot think of anything this episode, this whole collection of 3 episodes could have done to further satisfy me. I think they did pretty much everything that they could. And I am happy. Very, very happy. I know some of you, because of how emotional of a guy that I am, might have expected me to cry watching this. And no. You see, this kind of thing, I am not going to have that kind of reaction to it, because I know more than anyone that shows come and go. I've had to say goodbye to Gravity Falls. Why am I drawing a blank? Avatar: The Last Airbender. You know, legendary shows you don't want to end and then they do. I've never cried for that kind of thing, because it's like there's always something new for you to watch, and you will always have the memories of the good episodes, of the great things that you already have watched. Take Once Upon a Time, for example, that I'm sure you've noticed has taken up a lot of my upload schedule. I previously had never had it appear on my radar even once before my patron Heidi requested the series to me. I'd never even touched it, like never even heard of it. Once Upon a Time, what, this random ABC show? Okay, it sounds fancy. What the hell is this all about? Oh, fairy tale characters trapped in real life and their happy endings are taken away and they don't have any memory of who they were. That actually sounds very interesting. And I swear to God, I watched it. And I've only gotten season 1 done so far, but it is currently one of my favourite live action series of all time. And this was thanks to just one random suggestion, and otherwise I would have never discovered the genius that is Once Upon a Time. And I feel it's the same with shows like this. There will always be the next great thing out there. Think of how many great cartoons we've had in the 10s. We've had Adventure Time, Steven Universe, Star Versus, you know, MLP itself. Like, I'm enjoying the heck out of Ruby, even though some people don't like the direction it took after Monty died. You know, anything like that. Even Once Upon a Time came out in 2011 and then I think ended in 2018. So even that counts as one of these newer shows that just keep knocking it out of the park. I really want to check out Infinity Train at some point. I've heard that was pretty brilliant for the short run time that it had. Rick and Morty, that's been a good one, despite all the memes about the fan base and stuff. Ignore the fan base, focus on the show. The show is pretty good. Like, don't let the overhyped fan base spoil anything for you. Same with Undertale, the game. Great game. Don't let the fan base discourage you from things. The fan base put me off of Steven Universe for a long time because of its heavy Tumblr affiliations. And it was, it's the SJW show. Like, it's all preachy and blah. So I so keep me away from that. And then I watched it and I was like, why do I listen to the internet? Like, you guys are just blowing steam over nothing. The show itself is fine. Don't pay no attention to the fan base. The fan base don't know what they're talking about. Like, you know, be open to new experiences. Be open to new shows that might impress you even better than anything you've seen before. As was it Mr. Rogers said, or someone else? You know, don't be sad that it's over, be happy that it happened. Something along those lines. Or smile because it happened. MLP is something worth smiling about, not crying about, looking back on it. I want to smile with the send-off that this show has given us, because it really does show us what we can accomplish when we put our minds to it, in both the context of the show and the context of the people who made this show. When this first came along in season 1, I can't watch a lot of season 1 anymore because at the time they had to mark it as purely a kids show at first to try and get the networks to let it stay, get the executives to let it stay. Like, they had to establish some sort of groundwork that was very acceptable. So it was a bit wishy-washy, a bit heavy-handed with morals. The voice acting wasn't the standard that it is now. Like, the dialogue wasn't as tight. The animation, of course, wasn't as improved as it was now. Like, there were a lot of things about it that seemed dated compared to the type of show it is now. And I find a lot of season 1 hard to watch. But they used what they had established. And let's remember, in season 1, there was some fantastic comedy songs and character writing. Even then, we knew this show was something great, which is why it hooked us all in. They were doing things excellently. They weren't exactly treading too much new ground, but they were not just treading it, they were tromping with cleat boots over it. And that caught everyone's attention. Like, hang on, these people know what they're doing. This is a high quality show. Then they built on it. Every season, a new element of something was introduced. Like season 2, suddenly we have Shining Armor and Cadence, and suddenly all of the other main 6 get to write letters now. Boom, 2 changes. Then season 3, the Crystal Empire has returned. That's 1 change. Shining Armor and Princess Cadence, they're going to rule that. That's 2 changes. Twilight is ready to move on to the next level of her studies, does that throughout season 3, trains for it, eventually passes her test, becomes princess. That's 3 changes. Rainbow Dash gets into the Wonderbolts Academy. That's 4 changes. Scootaloo becomes honorary sisters with Rainbow Dash. That was another change to the status quo. Now they were going to spend a lot of more time together. You see, even in season 3, the amount of changes suddenly stacked up. And then, of course, we had the whole chain link effect from season 4 onwards of the whole shenanigans to do with the castle and the keys and the map that spawned from the new castle into season 5 and all the Starlight stuff. And we know how plot heavy and crazy things got from there, with everything changing every season, always a new addition to the status quo. The show kept evolving, like intentionally and proudly, so that each season had a different flavour to it, while progressing the main characters and story and the world around them. This was an amazing endeavour of a show that showed everybody how it's done. You can have a slice of life show. You can have a slice of life cartoon that's both funny and teaches good life lessons and is also good to watch. But you can also make it deeper. You can develop characters. You can have characters achieve dreams, like Rarity opening her shops, Fluttershy opening her sanctuary, Rainbow Dash becoming a fully fledged Wonderbolt member in season 5. You can keep taking these characters forward while keeping the show the same enjoyable slice of life experience. It's that easy. Like, if every single creator out there put this much effort into every show that they made, there would be no more bad shows. Like, maybe plots people didn't like or agree with, because not everybody likes the same thing, but as an objective measure of quality, there wouldn't be much to complain about or nitpick about. Like, MLP will forever remain one of those shining examples of how to do it right, and I understand now some of you feel like you won't ever find an experience as rewarding as watching this show, but trust me, you will. And on that note, I shall see you guys next time.